Hi everyone, yasas que kalos irtate to another episode of Dimitra's Dishes. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make my Manitaropita, which basically translates to mushroom pie. We are making the phyllo pies into spirals. It's going to be buttery, crunchy, crispy phyllo that's filled with a very hearty mushroom filling. We're adding so many things to it, and it's going to have so much flavor. I'll teach you how to make this version, which is vegan, but of course you can add feta cheese to it, some stringy mozzarella or Gouda cheese to it to make it even better. Let's get started. Okay, we're gonna begin by making the filling. So I'm using 2 pounds of mushrooms, and my favorite way to clean them is with a damp kitchen towel. Just clean them really well and then remove the stems. You can discard the stems or save them for a soup or stock or another filling recipe. Then we're gonna thinly slice the mushrooms and get them in a large skillet that's heating over medium-high heat. Add a little bit of olive oil, and we're gonna cook these mushrooms. It looks like a lot. It looks like we have too many mushrooms in the pan, but they're gonna cook down. So we're gonna cook them over medium-high heat until they release their juices, and then the juices evaporate. The last 1 or 2 minutes of cooking time, go in and season them with a little bit of salt and freshly cracked black pepper and some dried oregano. Toss everything all together, and once the juices have completely evaporated and the mushrooms are nice and golden, just transfer them to a large mixing bowl. Now I'll finally chop this onion, and it's gonna go in the pan with a little bit of olive oil. We're gonna cook this until it's soft and golden. That's gonna take about 8 minutes or so. Once the onion is ready, you can add 2 or 4 garlic cloves that have been grated. Just warm it through until it's fragrant. That just takes a few seconds. Then I'm gonna thinly slice 6 to 8 scallions, put them in the pan with the onion, and cook them for a minute or 2 or until they're nice and soft. We'll toss everything all together, and then I also have roasted red peppers here straight from the jar. You're gonna need about 2 of them. Go ahead and chop those up too. We'll also chop some fresh parsley up very finely, and then it's up to you whether you want to put these in or not, but I'm gonna add some olives. Any olives will do. Just make sure that they're pitted, and then roughly chop them. Put them in the bowl with all of the other ingredients. I also like to add a teaspoon of dried mint, and then mix everything all together. Give it a taste and see if it needs some more salt and pepper. If it does, you could add it at this point. If you had some crushed red pepper flakes, you can add them in here. And if you're not keeping this vegan, go in heavy with some feta cheese, and then it'll be perfect. Mix everything all together, and now we're gonna assemble the spirals. So we're gonna take 1 sheet of phyllo at a time. You can use the country phyllo, which is a little bit thicker, or the number 4 phyllo that's used for baklava. It's totally up to you. I'm using the number 4 phyllo, so I'll layer 2 sheets on top of each other with lots of butter in between the sheets and on top of the final sheet. And then I'll take about 2 to 3 tablespoons of that mushroom mixture and spread it across the bottom. Then I'll just roll it up to form a log, and then from the edges we're gonna roll inward to form a spiral like this. Keep going until you run out of phyllo or you run out of the mushroom mixture. I have a little bit of the mushroom mixture left over. I'll just transfer it to a little bowl and save it for another recipe. Brush the spirals with lots of butter all across the top and the sides. And at this point, you could either freeze them or bake as many as you need. The oven should be preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. These are going to bake for 35 to 40 minutes or until they're crispy and golden brown. And that's it. The mushroom pies are ready. They smell so good. These make a delicious appetizer. You can serve them with soup, salad, tzatziki on the side. They're absolutely delicious, and they freeze beautifully too. So you can make a bigger batch, or if you're not serving these all at once, whatever you're not serving, you could store in the freezer and then bake them as you need them. So I love every time I'm making something like this, I always make extra so that way my freezer is decently stocked for those days where I don't have time to pull something together and maybe I have guests coming over last minute. It's perfect to have these on hand. You can get the full recipe on the website, dimitrasdishes.com. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you back here next time with another delicious recipe. Yes, us.